Exercise number 8 to 10. It was the first day of the new semester. Steve and Dave were excited that they would be back at school again. They rode their bicycles to school together that morning, as they usually did. Dave had math on the first floor, and Steve was on the second with history. On his way to the classroom, Steve's teacher came up to him to ask if he wanted to run for student president. Steve thought for a moment and answered, "Sure, it'll be a great experience." After class, Steve spotted Dave in the hallway and ran to him excitedly. "I've got good news! I'm going for student president, and I think mine will be the only nomination." Dave cleared his throat and replied with surprise, "Actually, I've just registered my name too." He continued sharply, "Well, best of luck. But don't think you'll win the election, Steve." Dave walked quickly away, and from that moment on, there was an uncomfortable air of tension between the two friends. Steve tried to be friendly toward Dave, but he just didn't seem to care. When the election day came, Steve found that his bicycle had a flat tire, so he started to run to school. Just as he reached the end of the street, Dave's dad, who was driving Dave to school, pulled over to give him a ride. The dead silence in the car made the drive painful. Noticing the bad atmosphere, Dave's dad said, "You know, only one of you can win. You have known each other since birth. Don't let this election ruin your friendship. Try to be happy for each other." His words hit Dave hard. Looking at Steve, Dave felt the need to apologize to him later that day. Steve won the election. Upon hearing the result, Dave went over to Steve and congratulated him, shaking his hand. Steve could still see the disappointment burning in his eyes. It wasn't until later that evening, on the way home, that Dave said apologetically, "I'm so sorry, Steve. This election hasn't damaged our friendship, has it?" "Of course not, Dave. We're friends as always," Steve responded with a smile. As Steve arrived home, his dad was proudly waiting for him and said, "Congratulations on the win. How did Dave take it?" Steve replied, "We're fine now, best friends for life." His dad laughed. "Sounds like you won 2 battles today."